I've got a game that I think is going to be super duper fun. So this website has all kinds of items, and you're supposed to guess the price, and you're trying to see how accurate you are, right?
Yeah.
So this item is a portable espresso machine. No additional information. It could be under any price. Mm-hmm. How much do you think this would be?
$2.99.
Let's see. Actual price, $48. Okay, here's a good one. Okay, zero gravity massage chair. It's 400 pounds, features air ionizer to facilitate healthy oxygen intake and zero gravity setting to provide a sense of weightlessness. How much do you think this bad boy is?
$5,000.
I think it's more. Yeah. I was actually going to say 10. Okay, a Bugatti Love. Additional information, this is a sports car made by Bugatti.
That's very helpful information. Yeah. $3.1 million. All
right. I have no idea. I'm like,
I put the
million.
Bugatti, it's in millions, but I don't know how many.
134 million. I didn't even know there were cars that were that expensive.
Man, if you can afford that car.
There's like 5 people on Earth that can afford that car.
Well, some people spend beyond their means.
That's true. That's true.
So like maybe some cat's just got an income of like 100 million and he's like,
fuck it.
The payment on this thing's only
$50 million or whatever.
Yeah.
Like $50 million a year for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Like I was off by 30 times the price.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm crushing this game. Yeah.
Where our accuracy currently is 21.7%. Giant flamingo pool float. Looks like it holds about 7 people, 8 people, maybe more if you wanted.
Children.
Yeah. It's hard to see. Are they children?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're having a good time.
There's no additional information here, so.
Wow. You're not going to provide me any additional information. I mean, what more additional information do you need? It's a giant flamingo. What do you want?
Yeah. Use it on a lake or some shit.
People sit in it.
I would say like $1,000.
Yeah, you're in the right ballpark. I was saying 500, but is what was popping in my head, but it's probably more.
You want to split the difference?
$7.99.
$7.99. The actual price $260.
Get out.
Man, we are not good. I mean,
that's a deal. You can't pass up a deal like that.
That's true. That's true. Let's order one right now. Do they have a link to it?
I mean, no. What do they say? Average guess, $117 quadrillion.
Yeah. That's what people think it might cost. It's like, who knows? That thing's amazing. Like, is it worth more than antimatter? Like, that shit's available, apparently.
No, this is the first I'm hearing of it.
Well, I mean, it's theoretically available.
Well, how much would you spend for anti-gravity?
Antimatter. It's like the most expensive material on Earth. Antimatter is incredibly expensive, with estimates putting the cost of 1 gram at around 62.5 trillion.
Yeah. So not close.
Not very readily available. Yeah, the flamingo's worth way more.
Well, it also weighs a lot more than a gram. In fairness.
That's true.
When you think about it. Inflatable flamingo per gram. Maybe we're in the same ballpark as antimatter.
Orion Skyscanner 100 reflector. This is a beginner's telescope.
A beginner's telescope, so it's only like
200.
$500.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, let's split the difference. We'll say 300.
Yeah. Actual
price?
Oh, not bad. That's like our best one.
Yeah.
226.
And if we'd listened to me.
Average guess, $130 million. No, sorry, billion. $130 billion.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I mean, like, there's been 100,000 guesses.
It's not the Hubble.
People are like,
is this a big telescope for
they're,
NASA?
They're like, this isn't worth nearly what that giant flamingo is worth.
No,
though.
$114 quadrillion. This flamingo's worth more than the GDP of the world.
Right.
Times 100.
Yeah. Clearly. I mean, I'm amazed that we can, like, our technology has advanced this far that we can actually have a giant flamingo pool float.
No price is too high. Yeah. No price is too high.
Yeah. F1 steering wheel.
This is what we think these F1 teams spend on their steering wheels?
I guess, I mean, there is no additional information.
I know.
It looks pretty fancy. And we know that he spared no expense.
No, yeah. My head is going to like $5,000, but...
Yeah, that sounds low to me, but
I Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, though.
Okay. I was thinking that was on the...
I have no freaking idea. I don't know how much a regular steering wheel would cost. It's like just a steering wheel, like the most basic of steering wheels. Like
I know, and
like that would go on like an Oldsmobile with like 2 little things for a horn, and that's it. Nothing else. Like
Oldsmobile steering wheel. Oh, we gotta look that up.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't know. $500. Like it seems like every time I take my car to the shop, it's a fucking $1 billion. So
yeah,
okay.
It doesn't cost one an F1.
$80,000. We were a little off on that.
Off by 1/16.
Yeah,
1/16.
A house in San Francisco. It's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom house for sale as of December 2020 in San Francisco.
5 years ago. What is this thing worth 5 years ago?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like
the market was pretty hot in 2020.
Like 10 million or something. Maybe
really
more.
For a 3-bedroom. It really.
You think that sounds too low?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking $1.5 million type range.
Okay, shall we split the difference again
Yes.
and say 5 or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
4 million.
4 million.
I don't know. Watch it. Watch. I've pulled you the wrong way. It's $6.5 million.
Oh, look at us!
Wow!
Yay! That was really good. Thank God you pulled me back.
Can you imagine spending this kind of money on a
No.
3-bedroom house?
No.
You can't imagine that?
No.
Try it. Try to imagine it right now.
Can't do it.
What if it had a pink flamingo in the back?
Well, I mean, then there's no price too high. That comes with the house? That's amazing.
Maybe the house is on water. I was thinking about this today. People just want their house on water. They want to see water, be next to water.
Right.
All of a sudden, being next to water just makes things price go way up.
Some places in Houston like have access to like a lake or something. They've got man-made
Sure,
lakes and things.
sure,
So then
yeah.
you can have a dock and have like jet skis and stuff. So I
Yeah,
can
but
see
even
that.
if you don't have that stuff, people just want to like overlook the water.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's basically like primal or something. I've heard
Yeah.
that irregular patterns. So the same thing that like the waves, like that creates is the same reason we like to look at fires, because they're, there's the randomization. We find that soothing or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe the other thing you could live next to besides water would be a fire.
Yeah.
Like if they just had a fire pit.
Right.
Nobody's thought of that.
Nope. No. Sorry.
This could be.
Just like an ongoing fire.
I guess you got perpetual fire some places. Like Vegas has probably got some of this, right? Where it's just like. Every so often.
Yeah, I guess so.
The eternal flame at Arlington Cemetery.
Oh, that's true. And everybody wants to be close to that.
Yeah.
That's a very
the
prime real
houses
estate.
right
Yeah,
around.
people are like, man,
Yeah.
I got to be by that. I got to see that flame all the time.
Yeah. Soldier marching back and forth.
Is that the
24
same
hours
as
a day.
the Unknown Soldier?
No, I don't think it is. I think Eternal Flame is for Kennedy.
Right.
But the thought of like the soldier marching back and forth in the crowds and like you being like, that's where I want my house.
That's where I want to like be right next to a cemetery.
Yeah.
And especially this one.
That attracts people.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Man, I can't imagine that assignment, the marching back and forth thing. Like, I wonder how long they're assigned to, like, okay, your job for the next year. You're going to do an 8-hour shift every day. Like, we're going to rotate you guys out.
I can't remember how frequent the changing of the guard is. I mean, you can only ask a cat to do that for so long, I think.
Right. I mean, you have to find your most monk-like soldiers. Who are like into like being in a meditative state all day long.
And then they have some scripted things they say if the crowd gets too loud.
Right. And if somebody runs up there and tries to like, I don't know,
then you
rob the grave.
Then you bayonet that guy.
Right.
No.
So I was just thinking about this. So this is a data visualization of Russia's advance. They start over here and along the way and crossing rivers and blah, blah, blah. And like the width of this bar is the number of soldiers, right?
Wow.
So they're starting with like, I think that's 420,000. This is going to Russia.
Yeah, this is going. The last thing is Moscow. So this is France. This is Napoleon's men.
Yes, that's right. Yes,
marching into Moscow.
And then they turn around, and by the time they return, they're down to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is 4,000. I guess a couple of people came back early on.
You had a 1 in 1,000 chance.
Yeah,
of,
10,000 people total returned out of 420,000 ish that left.
That is not good.
Right. It's a cool data visualization, though. Just thinking about like all these soldiers who died.
There, it looks
right.
like.
Yeah. We lost a lot early on.
Napoleon the French.
Yes, I'm part of that group. I'm Team Napoleon for sure.
Yeah.
I guess this is the elevation also, or this is amount of snow. Oh, this is temperature.
Oh, the temperature rose as we got
closer. I don't know
to...
why it has to be in another fucking language, but
because
because
it's French. These are the French people.
Yeah,
made this thing.
Yes.
That's damn uncourteous of these French people not to make it in English for our behalf.
Come on. Yeah. I know you guys are probably still sore because, like, at one point we thought French was going to be the universal language.
Well, that was before we started marching people to Moscow and losing.
Yeah, and they were like,
99%.
Yeah, we're going to go with not that language.
Yeah. These idiots. But, right. I mean, by the time they got there, do you think they thought the better of, like, actually attacking Moscow? You think they were like...
I have no idea what happened with this. I mean, I thought it was Russia walking this way.
We're going the other way. Well, I'm sure you could... I'm sure there are similar charts because Russia's real good at marching 17 million people.
Russia does not give a fuck about losing people. Like, 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust, but, like, 50 million Russians died or some crazy number.
Yeah, I know who knows. 24 to 27 million.
Right. Like, Russia and China have, like, a similar ethos that, like, human life is of very little value. So whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. That feels super foreign to me, at least. I mean...
Well, they are foreign.
I know.
They come over here.
So weird.
They come over here, and they're like... And you're like, you're not from around
like,
here.
Wait a minute. I hear you talking all like, oh, it's strong like ox and whatever. And I'm like, where are you from? We don't talk about oxes.
And they're like, Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. I come from, sometimes
Tennessee.
less, sometimes more.
Chattanooga.
Yeah. Where's the vodka?
You're like, these cats from Chattanooga.
Yeah. I haven't been there, but it seems weird.
Yeah.
It's not what I thought Chattanooga would be like.
So you thought they'd be into country music.
Yeah, not into like vodka and being super cold, wearing like fur hats and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, well, a little bit of that. Like a beaver hat or something. Like
right. Paul Bunyan. Like,
so I guess there is some overlap.
Huh. Two places we are expert on, Chattanooga and Russia.
Mother Russia. Yeah.
Mother Chattanooga. I'm sorry. I mean Mother Chattanooga.
Mother Chattanooga. Doesn't roll off the tongue quite the same, but
You're not a Russian spy, are you?
No,
I am.
No, I love America.
I go to soccer game.
Yeah. I go to the store. I
eat a hamburger.
I am how you
American.
say. How much do you think a U.S. printed polyester flag would be if it's 3 feet by 5 feet? I have no idea.
$9.
$4.
I almost said 6.
Man, you should have.
Oh, did they hear us talking about all this stuff? Because it's gone heavy
They're
on...
like, wait a minute. Do you love America? Like, let's see how much Ergodyne Chill cooling bandana. $15, $18.
No, yeah, so much.
I mean, maybe if it's like a cooling thing.
What's the last Ergodyne thing you bought? How much did it cost?
It was like $16.
Okay, let's put $16 in.
It's gonna be like 25. Oh, damn.
$2.
Man, I got ripped off.
That's the same scale as like the Bugatti.
Yeah, right.
Multiply by 1,000,000 and you'll know exactly.
Man, we are not good at guessing prices. That's for sure.
Well, especially of stuff that like, I mean, what contributes to the cost of antimatter? What's the raw material?
Okay.
That is?
This is because the creation is a highly energy-intensive process requiring powerful particle accelerators like the CERN Large Hadron Collider. The process is inefficient, and the demand for other uses of these accelerators is also high. Challenges.
It's supply and demand, obviously. Because the efficiency thing, it could be like, CERN, get your act together. Let's get some black belt, Six Sigma people in there. And
let's
get this antimatter cost down.
We can get this down
from like, 63 trillion to...
Yeah, listen, CERN, you should hire us.
Yeah. A process mapping exercise. It's
going to be way better with us involved, for sure.
Do it like a Ishikawa diagram.
So,
it'll blow your mind, CERN.
I'm still confused about like how we are able to like I thought immediately it would be like sucking in matter. Isn't it very volatile?
This is the most I've talked about antimatter in...
my whole life, probably.
At least days.
At least days. Like,
I'll be honest, before this conversation, I didn't know you could make antimatter. I didn't know they'd even verified antimatter was a thing.
Right. Preservation. Antimatter cannot be stored in a container made in any matter because antimatter reacts with any matter it touches, annihilating itself. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, okay. In 2011, CERN scientists were able to preserve antihydrogen for approximately 17 minutes.
Wow.
The record for storing antiparticles is currently held by the TRAP experiment at CERN. Antiprotons were kept in a pinning trap for 405 days.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Antiproton.
So it looks like they do like a super vacuum plus magnets plus like it's...
That's a year
It's
plus.
quite a thing to store this shit.
Yeah, it's like the janitor didn't walk by and like open the lid by accident.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, like people are doing with helium all the time.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time. That helium's just like escaping from like wherever on Earth that like people are harvesting it, and somebody could just be like, forget to close the door and helium goodbye.
Antimatter everywhere. Like,
no.
We had this big antimatter spill, and they're like, damn it, Charlie.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they're probably like Sven or something. This is all taking place in Switzerland, right?
damn it, Sven. Yeah, that's
not a super.
the international.
Yeah. So it could be Charlie or Sven.
Are you worried about your Sven accent? Is that what you paused on? What's your accent?
Like, like, I'll just become Swedish chef if I try to do something that's like from that part of the world.
Austria.
Yeah. NASA gave a figure of 62.5 trillion for a gram of antihydrogen. That's how we got that cost estimate. In comparison, to produce the first atomic weapon, the cost of the Manhattan Project was estimated to be $23 billion. With inflation.
Wow.
Think about an antimatter bomb.
What?
Oh my God.
62 trillion well spent.
For a gram, we need like 500 grams.
Yeah, and then you'd like walk up to Putin and be like, could you sign this?
And then like half of the world is cratered and be like...
I think we have a plan.
Right. We could deal with this whole Russia problem.
If CERN wasn't so damn inefficient.
Yeah. You should know this one. They don't even tell us what the quantity is. Very small quantity. Very low on the radioactive meter. Uranium ore.
How big a...
It's very small.
Are we looking at a thimble here? Or how does it compare with a ostrich egg?
I'm guessing it's a lot smaller.
Is this like the size of something you spread in your hair? Like
I mean, it looks like this container looks like it would be, but can you buy this? Like just...
You're not allowed to buy uranium, no. And what would happen if you spread uranium in your hair?
It wouldn't be good.
It'd look amazing, though.
It would look good until it looked really bad.
Yeah, uranium right now is like $65 a pound. So how many pounds do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's 5 pounds of this.
They say very small quantity. I feel like a very small quantity would not be 5 pounds.
Right.
5 pounds sounds like a good quantity of anything besides flour. Like a lot of,
Well, that's about what you buy flour into.
Right, that's like, right, which makes it
you wouldn't
not
be like,
a very...
Yeah, you wouldn't be
it's
like...
not a huge quantity. I'm not like, man, you got 5 pounds of flour? That's crazy.
Neither would you be like, Kalyn, go to the store and buy a very small quantity of flour. And you come back and you're like, I bought 5 pounds. You're like, damn it.
Like, what's the smallest that flour comes in? Like a pound or something? I don't know.
For that really fancy stuff?
Right.
Yeah. Put in $65.
Okay. Hey, not bad.
For not having any idea what size that was.
All right. Last
one for us.
All right.
Back to
Intel Core i7. I don't even know if that means that's new.
I mean, the processing chip's going to be like the most expensive thing in a computer, and a computer costs...
My computer costs $300.
Yeah, and mine was $500 or $600. And
right. Is yours a Pentium? Mine is an AMD Ryzen.
Yeah.
Right.
Mine is too. What?
Oh my gosh. 7000 series?
5,000. Whoa, yours has got a higher number than mine?
And mine's better.
Jesus.
Mine's so much better.
Do you have a Radeon graphics card?
Yes, I do.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Why am I buying an HP if you can get a Lenovo with this?
I don't think the Macs use the Intel processors, do they?
Well, Intel used to be in a lot of PCs.
They're definitely in PCs, not in Macs, though.
Oh.
Right?
Right.
So
I don't know what's in a Mac.
I have no idea either.
Who uses a Mac?
Your wife.
Shut up. I keep telling her, I'm like, you are a Mac user in a PC world. Like, stop.
Yeah, I don't know why she wants a Mac, honestly.
Because they're so much better.
Well, yes.
I'll tell you one thing the Mac does that I think is really nice is you get a text on your phone. Right. It also appears on your Mac. Stuff like that is really seamless. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to pay the price of like not having a backspace key. Or they do have a backspace, not a delete. And you're like,
right.
Why would I only want to delete things this way and not delete things that way?
Right.
And that's like one of a million things with a Mac where you're like, fuck, where the fuck's the, And
everything's different on there. Yeah. It seems like.
At this point in my life, if you were like, hey, listen, Spanish is way better than English. Like, way more efficient. Like, it's got all these bells and whistles.
Right.
And it's so much easier to use, and it's way more efficient.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, well, fuck it. I can't learn
how
to speak Spanish well enough to make it worth switching costs,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And this laptop, $300. There is no Mac available like anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Like super used and refurbished with problems and no working screen. Maybe I could get it for around there. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I'm not kidding that it is a PC world. Like the world runs on Microsoft.
Like, I understand that like for if you are into doing graphic stuff a lot, you know, if you're doing arty stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the stuff we're doing these days.
Yeah, it might be easier. Maybe I should give it a thought to it, man.
But yeah, if you're like doing the stuff that I imagine that Andre is doing for the most part, which spreadsheets, word processing, blah, 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 emailing, calendaring, yada, 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 all of the things.
2048, the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so $300 for this chip. Maybe it's a pretty good one.
Sure. Let's do that. $350.
Hey, all right.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I declare this segment over.
Yeah. There's a website called This Is Why I'm Broke, and they have the link to the giant flamingo party float thing. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're buying that, you are
right.
You know,
unless you like own a camp, like a kids camp, like a summer camp or something. You do. Like then maybe, but
like people.
You better live on the lake if you're buying one of these giant fucking flamingos. Yeah. Like,
yeah, that's not for the people living in the suburb.
Right. If you're on the golf course, no. Lake, yes.
You guys, how sick of like gotta pull out the goddamn flamingo and put it on the trailer and
you have to have a pump all the time, I guess. Yeah. I mean, maybe it has one built in or something.
But some of these guys with boats just want to go take it out on the lake every chance they get. I guess if you're like that, then all of a sudden investing in a boat is not such a terrible idea. But
yeah, I guess boats are so expensive on so many levels and so much maintenance. I don't know. It's not something I've considered.
Yeah. Now imagine you got a flamingo too.
Then I'd be like, now we have to get a boat.
I did look up the most significant incidents at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Oh.
One notable event involved the defacement of the monument with graffiti during the 70s.
Yeah, it does sound like a hippie thing that would happen like during Vietnam or something to go protest Vietnam with the unknown soldier.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not like I'm saying like, I would do that too. Totally. Like, that's me.
Take your anger out elsewhere. For fuck's sake, what thing in our nation is more sacred than the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier?
Right. Yeah.
You're better off throwing eggs at the Declaration of Independence at the National Archives or something.
Right. It's also a stupid thing to be like, oh, fuck war. I'm going to go this soldier.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with this war. And we're just, it's also just a symbol of all of the Americans who have died.
Yeah.
So that we have the life that we have.
Yeah.
Let's attack that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck those guys. Man, who gives a shit about veterans and those that we lost?
Yeah.
Like, fuck them.
And not only did we lose these guys, but we lost and we don't even remember who they were. They're, and they're like, and obviously it's not really just about that guy in that tomb.
It's the symbol of many people. Yeah. The reason we don't know who it is because more than one were unidentified. Right.
If we were down to just one guy, I'd be like,
pretty sure that it's Bill. But
go through the list again.
So we've identified all of these guys. Yeah. We just had an arm for Toby. Yeah, but we're pretty sure because he had the mole, Whatever.
Yeah. But was he the only guy with a mole? I seem to recall that Simon had a mole too, but it was a little...
Yeah. We'll just have those the last two. That's what's in the tomb. Is like a hand and a cheek, both with moles, and we're like, I don't know.
And we're like, we changed the name from Tomb of the Unknown Soldier to Tomb of either Simon or Toby. We don't know which.
But both of them sacrificed their lives for our freedom.
Yeah. This is dangerous ground, man, for humor.
Yeah.
I will tell you, no joking for me at all. Like the day we went to Normandy, I was like, I better not hear one word of out of you kids today.
Yeah.
Because Americans fought and died for your freedom on this soil.
Right.
And we're going to go visit them. And I don't care if your feet fall off.
Right.
And so you now mark that up another notch to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I would want to see anybody who attacked or tried to vandalize or whatever the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Yeah. I would want to see them get banned. I would find that satisfying.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about the whole, when I was thinking of the meditative state those dudes must get into, I hadn't even in my mind been considering the middle of the night shift.
Yeah.
Where it's it's 2 a.m. and we're still on this same pattern. I mean,
Yeah, they've guarded it 24/7 since 1939, never stopping for weather or they listed also the 9/11 attacks. And I was like, well, why would they call it off due to the 9/11 attacks? Maybe.
Yeah, that's not the next. Like the terrorists are like, let's hit up these two really big towers full of Americans, and also that one unknown soldier. Because like, fuck.
All right, Akbar, let's go over the list again, okay?
We're going to go to the Pentagon.
Yes,
We're going to go to the Twin Towers in New York City.
Yes. Let's go around there. Who's got an idea? Where can we go third? Mount Rushmore? No.
No. Nobody's on. It's just faces.
Yeah.
It's not the actual people.
Golden Gate Bridge?
Yeah. It's better.
White House?
Yeah, we could. There'd be a lot of attention, though. We want to be able to get off these other attacks also.
Yes. Right.
So how about this? How about this tomb? They're already dead. It's already a dead American.
And one guard.
And maybe some tourists.
And if we're lucky, we catch it during the changing of the guards.
Oh, that would be even better.
And even more tourists.
Done. Winner. Let's do it.
So wait, I got a question. We're flying a jumbo jet, and it's big, and it moves fast. And I got to hit this thing the size of a large desk with the airplane.
I mean, you're supposed to know how to fly. Pilots land on a runway.
Yeah. You're seeing the difference between a runway and a crypt, right?
Just do your best.
They like crash in the parking lot.
Well, they only hit part of the Pentagon, right?
Pentagon's a big place.
Pentagon is a big place, but I don't think that anybody got hurt.
Several hundred people got hurt, and several died. Many died.
Oh.
How many people died at the... Many people. 989 people died at the Pentagon.
Okay.
On that day. Nothing compared to the Twin Towers.
Right, I think, no.
Compared to Napoleon marching to Moscow, it's like, I'm surprised we even stopped. Like, why did we even shut down business? Like, get the catering crew in here. We're going to have
let's go to Portugal.
Dinner, you know? Well, I didn't put a short out there yesterday, so I'm worried that not enough.
That everybody's
I was trying to build momentum.
We're gonna
miss one and you're done.
The followers are just gonna fall off. We're not gonna have anybody.
Most people don't edit the way like we do.
Right.
I don't think.
Right.
Most of the podcasts I listen to are like one take at best. You know.
Right. And I think that they're also much shorter in general. One of the ones that went viral was like the baby crawling out of the crib. And they were like, what am I going to do with this baby? I can't imagine that's like an hour-long video. Like,
He's still crawling out of the crib.
Look at this baby crawling. What am I going to do?
Where are we on the clock? 49 minutes this baby's been crawling out of this crib.
Right.
You know, I think we ought to kick off the episode.
Oh, I forgot we hadn't done that yet.
Here sooner or later.
Yeah.
All right. Cue the music. You are listening to the Robert and Kalyn Get Rich podcast. This is episode 52, which means if we had done this every week, this would be the 1 year mark.
Right.
I'll have to go back and look up when was our first date, but today is Star Wars Day 2025. May the 4th be with you. May the 4th. It is a Sunday episode. Anyhow, you might have inferred from the title, but we are Robert and Kalyn. I'm Robert. She's Kalyn.
That's right.
We're brother and sister, and we are the world's best comedy personal finance podcast.
Yeah.
One thing we are not the world's best at is
providing financial or investment advice, which we do not do.
We do not do that. But listen, hit the like button, would you please, and subscribe, and send this to
friends and family, anybody you're holding a grudge against.
Yeah, if you know anybody at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, one of those guys.
Yeah, like, they want to see this.
I would think so in their time off.
Yeah.
Do you think those guys are like totally just humorless in their main lives, or do they get off work and they're like blow off some steam, like
they're like super goofy, like how
you doing, Chuck?
Like, I'm also a clown. That's my side gig.
Just a different uniform.
They're like making balloon animals and stuff. Like
when they get the two hours confused, it gets real ugly.
They're like, step away from the. Oh wait, I'm making you an elephant. Did you say? Wait, sorry.
And the other mix-up is equally as ugly. When they come out to the Tomb of the Unknown.
Howdy, kids.
Exactly.
Honk, honk. Like, whatever.
Today is the most laughs I've had over the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in weeks.
Yeah.
Easily.
It's like in my top 10 funniest conversations about the top. Yeah.
So a couple news items. Warren Buffett has announced that he is stepping down as the head of Berkshire Hathaway. Yep. And they also rolled into this article that he criticized Trump's trade policies. He said this, he gave this scorcher. Trade should not be a weapon, Mr. Buffett said at the annual meeting. I don't think it's right, and I don't think it's wise. So,
man, wow, that's a zinger.
Taking off the gloves for that one. Buffett.
Trump is like, that hurt. Wow.
I mean,
Warren.
a lot of people said a lot of nasty things.
Yeah,
about
but
Donald.
I mean, nothing like that.
Yeah. Trade should not be a weapon.
And it's not wise. Wow.
This is how you really
you're coming really straight for the jugular. Jeez. Like
Donald Trump's like,
man,
calling me not wise?
He said I'm not being wise right now.
I've never heard anybody say something like that about Trump. Not wise.
Yeah.
It's usually inferred by what people say, but anyway.
I wonder why Warren Buffett, I mean, I guess he decided to step down because he's 95.
Yeah, I think that's probably the heart of it. Yeah.
Right. I hear once you retire, which this hasn't proved true for me yet, but that people tend to die.
No, you haven't died yet.
No.
I
mean, so far as you know, I could be undead right now, but
you're a good-looking undead person, Kalyn.
I know. Yeah.
Hottest zombie on.
I know. Yeah, my face isn't rotting off yet or anything.
Yeah.
Not yet.
A lot of makeup to cover up this gray, pallid skin.
I may look a little gray. That's why I have so much extra. Okay.
Back to that. When in doubt,
right.
when we're hurting for jokes, we can always go back to Kalyn's stretchy face.
Yeah.
Buffett. Yeah.
So I'm worried he's going to die, is basically what it comes down to.
Odds are pretty good. I think when you hit 95, every year up there, your odds are higher of dying that year than not dying, right?
Yeah.
I got to believe.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, Claire's grandma, she's 106. She's going to be 107 next year.
Yeah.
I'm like, man. She's like, don't get old. That's all her advice is just this sucks.
Yeah.
I bet 107? I'm gonna be 107. She's got a rotten tooth that she just has to deal with. It's in pain all the time, but she can't handle anesthesia or having anything done with it.
Yeah.
Because it might kill her. Yeah. So she just gets to have that situation.
And that's one of 800 things in her body.
Everything's just falling the fuck apart, and she's just man, fucking why am I here? But keeps on trucking.
Yeah. So Buffett passed, I guess and I have nothing interesting to say at the end of that. But here's a little. Let's dive deep on this. He's going to hand it over to the other guy to take over. Yeah. And then that guy's got to live up to his expectations. Right. And then his kids get a bunch of money too.
He promised to give away 95% of his wealth or something.
Yeah, well, that remaining 5% is still a lot of money. But I get what you're saying. Speaking of these rich ass families, I heard some really interesting stuff today about the Walton family, the Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
So a couple things. The example given in this podcast I was listening to, and this was by Paudry Chowdhury. He's a famous investor. I don't think that I said his name right.
Yeah.
Anyway, something like that. Paudry Chowdhury.
Right?
Famous, world famous.
I said it right. Paudry Chowdhury.
He said, if you bought 50 different companies in 1970, one of which is Walmart, you equal shares of each. So $2,000 in each of these 50 companies for $100,000. The rest go bankrupt, and only your Walmart stock survives. And you held it till today, you would have still beat the S&P 500 over that time period.
Wow.
And so where this ties in is that the Walton family members own 46% of Walmart stock. And it's because every time somebody was like, yeah, you should diversify and you should blah, blah, blah. They're like, go fuck off.
They're no thanks.
No, we're hanging on to Walmart.
Right. Always in the Forbes list of richest people. There's several Waltons.
Yeah. 6 out of the top 10 or 4.
There's a couple of them. Yeah. I just saw something about Donald Trump based on his crypto holdings. His net worth has more than doubled since last year.
Yeah.
Which went from 2.3 billion or something like that to being over 5 billion.
Yeah.
Because of crypto.
Yeah. And he's like, who's unwise now, bitch?
Which is a crazy amount of money to have gained.
Yes.
Amassed.
It's absolutely corrupt and
like,
shameful.
Yeah, it's right.
I wouldn't say it's unwise, though. I wouldn't go to
that far.
I wouldn't.
Why don't you personally cover our tariff situation and stuff? So,
yeah.
You know, so it doesn't actually impact the consumer.
You got $5 billion. Yeah, pay the tariffs. Right. Yeah. I like the way you think, Kalyn.
Like, take care of some problems with that money.
They're problem solving. He is. He's like, I'm taking care of problems. More money, more problems.
Yeah, my problem is that I'm going to have to replace Melania here in a little while because she's getting to her expiration date.
Do you think that mo money, mo problems thing extends into the billions? Like, you think they have mo problems?
I would think being famous and having a lot of money does make you a super big target, especially dudes.
Yeah.
But if you're not having NDAs constantly signed by everybody who comes into your world,
yeah,
like Leonardo DiCaprio is very smart about this apparently.
Okay.
If he meets a girl who's 25 or under, because he does not date older than that, like
how old's that cat?
He's gonna be 50 something, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a funny chart that shows like how his girlfriend, like his age going up over time, and his girlfriend's like he breaks up with them right as they turn 25 and drop back down to like 21, 22, and like. Oh, every single girlfriend.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
But yeah, like you never hear about any scandal with him because like he's very fastidious about NDAs.
Well, first of all, he's wise.
Yeah.
No NDA protects you from raping someone.
Right. If you have some weird fetishy thing and you're a super rich dude, then you can pay for one of these.
What fetishy things?
Like, there's like consensual non-consent, right?
Okay.
Like that's like a thing, right?
Okay.
We're gonna like say, okay, you get to do whatever the fuck you want. I'm sure that there are high-end escorts and stuff that would be down for whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can find some sort of arrangement.
Yes.
That, like, does not land you on the, like, whatever, the cover of everything. I mean, this is where Epstein was helpful, I think. You know? Like, helpful to all these rich and powerful people. Like, we're going to put you together with some, like...
Sign an NDA, guys. Come on. Like,
I've got a bunch of teenage girls here who are, like, forcibly...
This is where Epstein went wrong. He didn't have guys sign NDAs.
Yeah.
Darn.
But I don't know. I imagine there's some, like, connector person that, like, hooks everybody up.
One would think you surround yourself with an army of people, but I don't know how rich DiCaprio is versus Elon Musk or whomever. Like, somewhere in between there, you're no longer, you're like a nation state in and of yourself, you know?
Right. I think that there's like a lot of people looking to take advantage if you have any sort of name at all, right? Like, and it seems
like
it
mom.
seems to like, it seems to work this way much more towards the males than females from what I see.
Well, I think there's a lot more rich men than women. Like Barbara Corcoran. Like, they're like, well, I mean, she raped me, Barbara Corcoran.
Who played Katniss Everdeen, that actress?
I don't know what that is.
Katniss Everdeen.
I don't know what that...
what is it called? I stand as tribute or whatever. Like, man, I'm such a retard. Okay. Let me see. Katniss Everdeen.
Think how I feel. I have no...
Okay, that is from The Hunger Games.
Oh.
And the actress is Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Who has gobs of money, right? Like, because she's been in tons of stuff.
Sure.
She's like, P.S., like 3 months older than Ariel. Or younger than Ariel, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Ariel's got to, like, work harder to
She
get
needs
ahead.
to, like, catch the fuck up. Like, God.
Because Ariel hasn't been in any good movies.
Not that I've seen, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't. Yeah, so they say Jennifer Lawrence's estimated net worth is $150 million. That certainly qualifies as being enough that, like, if people were going to target you, then...
Okay, fair point.
You know.
Man, I don't feel like celebrities used to have these kind of money that we're talking about here.
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
Right. I think we got into entertainment over everything else.
When did this happen?
Well, I mean, like, if you look at...
Because ER, was it ER that did it?
I mean, maybe.
George Clooney?
It could be Clooney.
Was he the first, like, 100 millionaire? Was it Clooney? Was it Clooney? Answer me.
Like, Charlie Chaplin had a lot of money by the end.
By the standards of his age.
Right. Apparently he had his last kid at 96 or something like that.
Charlie, by the time he's in college, you're going to be 114.
Yeah,
like,
you're long gone.
Yeah.
Are you going to see his, like, second birthday? Question.
All right, we're going to look up how much was Charlie Chaplin worth in today's dollars.
Yeah.
This is the kind of investigation that people come here.
The hard-hitting, like, yeah, we do real journalism here.
At the time of his death, Charlie Chaplin had a net worth of at least $100 million. That's in real dollars. So that's worth the same around 400 million today. So, okay, fine. Celebrities have been rich for a long time, I guess. Closing the loop on DiCaprio, I remember him playing Howard Hughes in The Aviator, and he craps out the woman in that, and he's like, "You are an actress. You're a," I just love that part where it's like, that's where I envision they weren't such a big deal. But.
Right. He's buried in Houston, and it is the shit. His little setup.
Yeah.
He's in this really cool cemetery.
Yeah.
I got taken there on a first date once, and man, I was like, this is the best first date ever.
Really?
Yeah. This is right up my alley.
Fellas, now you know the way to Kalyn's heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Take me to a cemetery.
But not just any cemetery. You said this was a really
It
good
is the most amazing cemetery I've ever been to.
You're
It's similar to the one where Cleveland is. Wait.
Yes. Garfield.
Yes.
Yep. Grover Cleveland. I know. It's so easy to miss him up.
Cleveland is the city that I'm in.
Yeah. Garfield is buried in Cleveland. These guys should have planned ahead. That's just too confusing. Anyway.
Yeah. It's similar to that, but I'd say take that and turn the volume up by a comfortable margin on coolness for the average grave.
Right. Okay.
A lot of them are super badass.
Wow. You're that's what I want my grave to look like right there.
I don't want a grave at all.
Oh, I know that.
I mean, I don't give a shit.
But if you're going to have one, you might as well have a...
y'all do whatever y'all want to do.
Well, I'm going to build a fucking monument to you, Kalyn.
Good. Yeah. Put a peacock on there or something.
Okay, peacock. I like
a marble. A huge peacock. Or no, a rubber chicken.
No. Keep thinking. Nope.
Marble.
Unicorn Pegasus carved out of marble, real size and painted rainbow colors.
Right.
Howard Hughes died on April 5th, 1976. His estate was estimated to be worth around $2.5 billion, which is approximately $55 billion in today's dollars.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, he did all right.
Died of sad and alone.
Well, I think he was a bit of a kook.
Right. Well, sure. I think that's who can be a bit of a kook. And you're really rich.
Yeah.
You get to be as quirky as you fucking want to be.
That guy who did
turbo rich.
What is it called? Carhenge out in West Texas, out by Amarillo. They got the Cadillacs.
Oh yeah.
That guy says, "I'm not crazy. I'm rich. That means I can be eccentric."
Yeah. That's true. Accurate.
We got some through lines in our show, Kalyn, and one of them was about Trump renaming stuff. So I know you've heard about this, but he wants to rename Veterans Day.
Oh, I heard that.
To Victory Day for World War I.
Why?
And he wants to rename VE Day, Victory in Europe Day, to Victory Day for World War II.
Why? Because we're not recognizing those who died? Or I just think he's trying to distract us from the tariff stuff right now. He's just let's throw some other crazy shit out there to the American public so they get focused on that.
There's a piece of it that he's like, why would we honor the guys who in the wars that we lost? And the veterans are out of their minds.
Yeah, you're saying we shouldn't have Vietnam veterans and stuff?
Yeah. How many veterans we got left? I already told you there's no veterans surviving from World War I.
Right.
66,000 from World War II.
Well, I don't know when the Korean War was.
50s. And, that was the next one. So
I mean, we've got Afghanistan and stuff like that.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah.
Right.
And so they're
I don't know if we won that or not. Did we
I don't know if there was a winner.
Right.
Nobody wins
I think we
wars
just
kind of
stop. We just okay, we're done now.
I'll tell you who lost, Biden.
Yeah, that's true.
But
and Kamala. Hashtag Kamala.
Yeah. And also, Hillary had something to do with it.
Yeah, but that dirty Hillary, not crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary is one of the favorites. Yeah.
Totally. She definitely. That's why we didn't win.
It's because of Crooked Hillary.
I don't know where she...
And something about emails.
Yeah. I don't know where she was at the time even, but...
Basically, the Republicans went bananas about stuff that is more or less the same as what happened with Hezgeth, that guy.
Hezgeth.
Yeah, he's the secretary. Yeah, you know him? Uh-huh. He's the secretary.
Yeah, my bestie. I just couldn't tell from how you said it. You said it interesting.
I'm reading your face, and it sort of says maybe you don't know.
Hezgeth.
Yeah, Hezgeth.
My closest friend.
Yeah.
I call him Hezzy, so.
Kind of a weird. Oh, that's why you didn't recognize his full formal name.
Right.
Well, he's the Secretary of Defense. You might have heard of that job.
I have heard of it.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got in trouble for being on this communication app called Signal. And sending around war plans.
Right.
To JD Vance and a whole bunch of other. Tulsi Gabbard.
Is he the one who accidentally added to a group chat?
Yes. A reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in the brain trust and he's not wise. and and believe it or not, the one time he got caught was not the only time he did it. So they have this like trail of other, and he put his wife on these things and his brother or something, or his brother-in-law.
Right. One would assume that you have to have top secret clearance to have this information.
No, the same way I would call Andrea and she's like, "What are you doing today?" Well, I'm putting together a presentation.
On some more plans.
Yeah. So it turns out we're gonna bomb Sudan.
Yeah.
And it's going to be this building on this block. And
so is the problem that he was using Signal because that's like for drug dealers and stuff? Like,
the problem is he's using anything
besides whatever he's supposed to use.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier to just text through this app, though.
I do remember reading in the thing that they were like, yeah, it's really freaking inconvenient to use the proper communication channels. When you're Secretary of Defense, there's like one setup in your house.
There's like a dude standing guard.
Yeah. Anyway. So like a lot of these people have these rooms, but it's like you're out getting burgers with the kids, and you know,
and you're like, I forgot I didn't tell my wife about my plans.
Yeah,
I gotta finish figuring out which block we're gonna be bombing.
Oh God!
Can you lay off me about picking up the burgers and whatever? Like, I gotta work on this bombing plan.
For God's sakes, Diane, use Uber Eats. I'm the Secretary of motherfucking Defense. Why am I picking up the hamburgers?
I'm not carrying around $3,000 in cash on me all the time, and I gotta do this other shit anyhow. So
Andrea went all brain not working.
Conspiracy theory.
She sure did on Christy Nome and having this $3,000 and that it was going to be used for
bribes and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not enough for a proper bribe. Anyways.
Not a good bribe, but you could bribe. You could
like like to get into a concert. Like that's a great bribe.
That's a great bribe for that.
Like, I don't even think you could get backstage
for like, $3,000.
For if you're like, I want to meet Dave Chappelle. Hey, Usher, dude.
That's like $500, don't you think?
Dave Chappelle? I don't know.
I don't know what the going rate is. Christy Nome, too. You could be like, hey, listen.
You're like, it's a matter of national interest.
Yeah.
You're going to open this door.
And I have $3,000.
Also,
just in case.
There's 6 dudes with guns who are following me around everywhere. So
I need to meet with Dave Chappelle right now.
Right.
What's up, Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, Dave, got to talk to you about the Venezuelan gangsters.
We need listeners to put in the comments what they think the going rate to pay off the guard at backstage to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. And also, what kinds of bribes $3,000 would like? What does $3,000 get you?
Yeah, informant and a drug deal or something, not a high level one, maybe.
But why would she need to do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, her wanting to go see Dave Chappelle makes a lot more sense to me. Like, that's what I would do.
She's got good taste, and if she is gonna bribe somebody, get somebody else to do it.
Right, get one of your 7 cronies to start passing the money out and make them carry the money.
I think this is more important direction to take this, though, Kalyn. Is like, once you get past the guard at Dave Chappelle,
right?
Like, you've paid him off, whatever that market rate is, and we'll establish that later.
Right.
What's your plan from that?
Be like, Dave.
Yeah.
We got to talk.
Yeah.
Sit down.
And he'd be like, get the fuck out of my agreement. Like, hey, who let her in? Hey. He even names it. The security guy gives him a hard time for not getting this guy who tried to stab him.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember the name.
You pay a guy and then he wears loafers.
Yeah, he's like, Steve. Like,
what am I paying you for, Steve? I was going to say we should look at the portfolio to see how soon we're going to be driving Bugattis and bribing our way backstage at Dave Chappelle concerts. However, I will tell you the other thing that I had teed up was, remember we talked about happiness in Finland? So there was an article this week in the New York Times and it was called My Miserable Trip to Finland. And she finds out that they're pretty happy.
Right. I did see a thing on Reddit that showed the rankings of most racist towards black people. Finland also number 1.
Yes.
Like,
coincidence? I think not. Basically, the article is like, these Nordic countries are designed to maximize contentment. Lots of social, there was all these examples.
Connectedness and stuff. Like
saunas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more than 1 sauna per 2 people in Finland.
Wow.
Like almost if you.
Well, yeah, it's cold as shit there. Like, I mean, you gotta have a couple of different ways to warm the fuck up. Like,
well, but then they go from the sauna into the lake and.
Yeah, because they're like crazy also. Like, that's why they're so happy. They're like, fucking black people, like, whoosh, like, carve a hole in the ice. I'm going to jump in. And I'm like, get me in a fucking sauna. Shit. Glad we have our own. I don't want you cooling down the temperature in here after you jumped into ice water.
And then the cycle just continues. You get in the sauna.
And they're like, man, you know what sucks? Now that we're hanging out in this sauna and I'm warming up,
fucking black
people.
Yeah.
What the fuck with those guys?
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. Back in the water and on and on.
You know what? You need to cool down a little bit. Yeah. I don't understand people that like want to go ice fishing either.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of anything worse than like you drill a hole and several feet of deep of fucking ice and then sit there for ages.
Yeah. No,
why? Like we're not starving anymore. Go to the grocery store. There's fish available. What are you getting out of it besides freezing your dick off? Like I don't know. I mean, Jesus.
Well, there's multiple levels of ice fishing, first of all. So one is, we just drill a hole and we sit around it. There's also the guys who have built a shed. These guys are serious business ice fishermen. But the basic story is it's mostly an excuse to get away from your wives and drink beer.
Right.
But guys, let's do some brainstorming
There's also
here.
bars.
Yeah.
Like you could just like go to a bar. Like
bowling alley.
Yeah.
The Elks Club.
Restaurants.
I guess they're like, but that bitch will come anywhere. I tried everything.
I mean, you guys could also say you're ice fishing and like go to fucking someplace that has a heater.
Maybe it all is. Maybe they're like, but then she drives by. So now we have to build a shack.
Yeah.
And park Harvey's truck next to it.
I mean, for me, it's whatever it takes to not have me sitting out in like sub-freezing weather for multiple hours. Yeah. Okay, I'm on board. It's like our goal is get away from the missus.
Yeah.
Let's sort it out. Also, if she's not visiting all that often, how much does she know about how elaborate our little setup is?
Yeah.
Or whatever. We could just get mannequins.
Yeah.
Put them in our clothes.
Yeah. We got to go somewhere. This bitch is never coming. Never.
Right.
Guys, it's either ice fishing or a volcano. Where's the nearest volcano to Des Moines?
In Hawaii or something.
Like, fuck.
Well,
there goes that plan. I guess we got to erect a shed.
Yeah. How long are these guys staying out there also?
The shed guys are
there for like weeks?
Oh, I don't think you like sleep in the shed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you go back home to your house?
Well, unless it's like a weekend,
like,
you go to a cabin, drink some more.
Right.
Like, accidentally shoot your foot off, you know, like that kind of.
Right.
We're
The
talking about
Texas
that kind of
equivalent to like going deer hunting or something.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you're not coming home. You like go to, you stay in whatever.
The blind. They don't sit in the blind though either. They when you're deer hunting, they come down and they go to a cabin and they drink too much and shoot their feet off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're sitting around in a deer blind and you're not supposed to make any noise.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you guys doing? Two dudes sitting in there getting fucking hammered, like just because they're drinking nonstop.
Luckily, you're
trying
right
to
into the
be
gun.
silent. I don't understand this hangout. It sounds like going to meditation camp, but with booze, which could be cool.
Yeah, with boobs. You say boobs?
Booze.
Oh, booze.
No, yeah, I travel with those all the time.
Well, for the dudes, like meditation camp with boobs. That sounds all right. So she can't talk. We're all meditating.
But tits out.
Boobs everywhere.
That's good. Make it more challenging. Focus on your inner journey. Close your eyes. Just know that there are boobs all over the place, guys. Like, like,
tell Martha we're ice fishing.
We're going to be going every weekend this entire winter.
I mean, you got to maximize the winter, Martha.
Yeah. But I guess you would have to come home with fish. Unless you have a hard day, unless you're just a shitty ice fisher. Like, I'm really into it. I'm not any good at it. I've not caught a single fish ever. But going back out. I'm going back out. My buddies say that we're almost there.
Steve, you never catch any fish. Why aren't you? What's the deal?
Listen, Martha, it's about the experience. I'm learning to catch fish.
All of a sudden, we're two New York Jews ice fishing. Hey, why are you getting in the... Martha, get
what
off
are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm going to buy some...
We don't even need the fish.
Yeah, gefilte fish. No.
I'm catching that for gefilte fish.
All right, quick check-in on the portfolio, then we are out.
Yeah.
How soon until we can bribe our way into Dave Chappelle? Well, not so bad. Not so bad. Get rich. That's getting to be Dave Chappelle kind of bribery money right there.
Hell yeah. Man, we're doing so much better than everybody else.
We are just shredding them all.
Including the S&P 500.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I like to see.
A lot of these are doing... I mean, it's been a solid period over in the stock market. But remembering that at one point we were up in the teens...
Yeah. It's been rough lately, for sure.
When the S&P is only up 0.5% over 52 episodes.
Right. No kidding.
Yeah.
The past one, really compelling story there. Thank God we passed. We'd be down another 0.09%.
We would have lost $4, man. I wonder how Disney's doing.
Oh, yeah.
10%. They've done
That's
great.
like really helping out the guest portfolio.
You know why? Andor.
Yeah.
But also
Andor.
F5 is Justin's crushing it too on this one. On his own
good job, Kelly. Good job, Justin.
On his Terra portfolio. No luck. So anyway, Justin, Kelly, you've got to stay in the seats. Kalyn and I going backstage.
That's right.
With that, you know what? I think we ought to cue the music.
All right.
You've been listening to Robert and Kalyn bribe their way to see famous people who are worth some untold millions of dollars.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
You like and subscribe.
Send this to your friends. If you know Dave Chappelle, send this to Dave Chappelle. He probably wants to know how to get rich, Robert and Kalyn style.
Yeah.
So like us, send us an email. Robert and Kalyn get rich at gmail.com. Dave Chappelle can email us. Yeah.
I'm waiting to hear from you, so.
Yeah. I don't know why I just froze up at the end there.
I don't know either, but it's all right.
I do that sometimes, but the thing I never do, Kalyn,
is give financial or investment advice.
Correct. Never do that.
Never. Never. I would never.
All right. I think with that, we better just fade out and say bye-bye. Bye.